Surely, everyone knows what a sandwich is. Named after Earl, who popularized it because he wanted to eat something while playing poker. What a very interesting origin story. But apart from its strange origin story, and despite literally everyone having seen a sandwich at least once in their lives, no one really asks the question, what really is a sandwich? As MatPat asked, is a hot dog a sandwich? We'll need some definitions here. There really isn't any definite definition of what a sandwich is. We know the USDA classifies meat between bread or biscuits as sandwiches, except that's in no way accurate. The USDA cares about meat, and as such they don't care about sandwiches, only meat. It's like how astronomers classify literally everything heavier than helium as a metal. Thus, according to astronomers, oxygen is a metal. It's not about how someone classifies something, it's about what their purpose is. That's why we shouldn't be looking at what government agencies classify what a sandwich is. Their purpose is to enforce laws, not to define a sandwich, and their definition is convenient for food regulations but doesn't really help us understand what a sandwich really is. Everyone's heard of how you can make the earth a sandwich by placing pieces of bread on two opposite sides of it. So does that make the earth a massive sandwich? Well, it's completely inedible, but does a sandwich really have to be edible or even practical? I'd say no. Since people tend to think that anything between two pieces of bread is a sandwich, and that earth sandwich is a sandwich, well then literally anything between pieces of bread could be one. Put pieces of bread on top and below a house sandwich. Put pieces of bread on top and below a car, that's a car sandwich. You put pieces of bread on top and below of yourself, you become a human sandwich. No one ever said sandwiches had to be food. A sandwich is just something between two pieces of bread, but it doesn't really have to be two pieces of bread, it could just be two pieces of anything. The KFC Double Down is a sandwich, there's no dispute about it. However, it's not even made out of bread. That's just how strange the American fast food industry is. No one said ice cream sandwiches aren't sandwiches. So, does the top and bottom part of the sandwich really have to be bread? No. With that logic, we could say a stack of paper is a sandwich. A paper on top, paper in the middle, paper on the bottom. It's a sandwich. And top and the bottom doesn't even have to be the same. The top of a hamburger bun is radically different from the bottom. I think it's safe to conclude that a sandwich is anything sandwiched between two objects, and these objects could be the same and they could be different. And I don't even think you need two different objects. It could just be one object wrapped around the middle. So, is a hot dog a sandwich? Yes. You know about subs, right? If you make them from two pieces of bread, obviously it's a sandwich. But then there's those types that are cut in the middle, so it's only one piece of bread. Is a sub made from one piece of bread a sandwich? I'm assuming yes. And there's also open top sandwiches. Are those, by our definition, not sandwiches? I think it's safe to assume that a sandwich is a very loose definition. It could be anything that's sandwiched between two things, even liquids or gases, because a peanut butter and jelly sandwich contains liquids in the middle. So I think it's safe to assume that a sandwich doesn't even need to contain solids. Thus, according to our logic, really anything could be a sandwich. A book is a sandwich. The page is sandwiched by the cover. You are a sandwich or a wrap. The flesh sandwiched by the skin. And the earth is one massive sandwich. The core sandwiched by the crust. Wait, it's all sandwiches? Always has been. Haha, this was more of a fun joke video to get your mind going. To be honest, I don't consider hot dogs or hamburgers even to be sandwiches. But my point is, using some clever knowledge and logic, you could do anything, such as convincing people that everything is a sandwich. You could also say the same about wraps. You could say how everything is a wrap, or You have to think outside the box and don't be afraid to let your mind wander. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I make quality monthly content like this. And well, it's time to go. I'll see you next month, and peace out.